Welcome back now to our next conversation. The IMF has warned Nigeria and other emerging economies to promptly repair their weak labor markets and severe schooling disruptions to prevent plunging the economies into further damage. In a new report titled Healing the Pandemic's Economic Stars Demands Prompt Action, the Washington-based lender said pandemic-induced losses for both economic output and employment would be significant in coming years, as discussed in its April World Economic Outlook. Well, join us now is Thelma Ibe, Chief HR, Future Moves Recruitment Agency Limited. Great to have you on the program.
Thank you so much, Ladi, for having me.
Yeah, so the IMF is, warning Nigeria and other emerging economies to, strengthen the weak labor markets. Can you paint a picture of, Nigeria's labor market, what it looks like right now, and what can be done to actually fix this weak segment?
Right. So the Nigerian labor market is actually an infelicitous one. The first thing, it's from the poor educational foundation. Like, the curriculum of many universities have remained the same for, God knows how long. And good thing is that certain primary schools are taking up the initiative on themselves to train students on leadership, emotional intelligence, communication, which is also helping. On the other hand, we have little or no investors. A couple of years back, we had an influx of investors in Nigeria. And if you count the numbers now, they've actually reduced for different reasons, unstable policies, and what you have. And then if you look at what is happening on the side of the people, that is the youth who are looking for jobs, we are losing talents in Nigeria. We're losing talents to other countries, both those that are working remotely and those that are relocated. And the government is losing two ways. One is that we're losing talent, and at the same time, we're losing on tax, because many people who work remotely actually don't get to pay tax. It's actually a pathetic economic situation, because the population is increasing and the economic record is not getting any better. And then small businesses who are trying to strive and do something are also unable to grow, thereby affecting the way businesses are run. So there's a whole lot of issues. People who are employable are asking for more than organizations can pay, and then the rest are just unemployable for different reasons. Like before now, I could fill roles in a very short time because of course, the talent was available. But right now, the talent have reduced drastically. I go through a series of search. I have to consider a lot of things, pay, location. So there are a lot of issues. Now, if you ask me what the solution is, the employees are looking up to the employers. The employers should be looking up to the government. So the solution is still, it starts and ends with the government, from creating a stable policy to strengthen the economy, to offering an enabling environment, and to providing basic business needs. I think that's the much that, that can happen.
Quite interesting, but these are difficult times for most economies. With rising inflation, household incomes being squeezed, and wages, not matching up to the inflation rate. What can employers do to actually balance this?
Like, the employers are victims of the same concerns. They're actually victims of the same concerns. There's inflation for everybody. The wages are going down. Businesses are also going down. On the other side, they're not generating revenue. So honestly, I don't see the much that employers can do. In my own personal advice, I think that employers should encourage their employees to engage in side hustles. I don't mean moonlighting. I don't mean a second full-time job. I mean things they do outside their work hours, things they can do during the weekend. Of course, without putting conflict of interest, of course, putting conflict of interest into consideration, and even the non-competes. But I think the much we can do is encourage them to have a side hustle, because things are going up 5-10 times. I don't see any employer matching that, with the business situation in the country.
Yeah, quite a difficult situation, I must say. But how are you HR managers, able to manage employee expectations, with all of these headwinds?
Oh, well, I think what HR managers are doing right now is to manage the mood. Okay, I think that's the number one thing we're doing, managing the mood from the business side and managing from employees. So trying to get the two parties to understand the situation and then, be patient about it. And then another thing I think HR managers are doing is, even though we can't get so much, right, even though our salaries can be increased as a result of the inflation and all, they just, try to make sure that salaries are paid on time. And then all applicable benefits are paid to employees while we hope that things get better.
And there's a lot of chatter about Gen Z workers, that's Generation Z, which consists of people born between 1997 and 2012, that they have a unique work ethic. Tell us about these Gen Z workers.
Okay, so I work with a lot of Gen Z. And one thing I can tell you about them, they have issues, okay? They have their good side and they have their bad side. Now, the bad side, the issues. The Gen Z world are job hoppers. What do I mean by job hoppers? They have career impatience, okay? You nearly would find any Gen Z staying in the workplace for more than 2-3 years. It has become a very difficult thing. So they're very impatient with their career. The internet is very important to them. Everything they do on the internet. Everything goes to the internet. And they're not ready to give in more. And then everything affects their mental health. They have a small issue with their fellow worker, and then it's affecting their mental health, according to them. But no doubt, they are actually transforming the workplace. They are transforming the workplace. But I know that there are 3 major things that the Gen Z world do not like, things that get them upset. They don't like being asked to work when they don't want to work. You can't deny them of their annual leave like it was before. And in fact, you can't even tell them to work, back-to-back shifts, because they just have their mindset on things they want to do. So it's actually a tough one working with them, but their contributions are very crucial. They know a lot. You can tap into their knowledge and skills. They solve problems. They have ideas. Their life is all about tech, so they can find solutions. So they're actually digital natives, and they're an activist generation. If you notice, they are actually an activist generation, which is changing the narrative of the workplace. They are requesting higher standards in the workplace, adding diversity and inclusion. So, the normal workplace whereby people are being treated badly, the Gen Z world can have that. And it's actually changing the workplace, I must say.
Right, and is it changing it for the better?
Well, it's changing it for the better in the sense that, certain policies that are seen as traditional have to change, because we can't use the same policies from 20 years back. Things are changing, so we have to change. So that's one thing they're doing better. But on the other side, businesses are suffering. Like I said, they're very impatient with their career. They get upset easily. They can leave the work without. In fact, they don't even care how the business is doing. They just want to get rewarded. They don't care about loyalty. But then they're not afraid to ask questions, and they stand up for what they believe in. So in as much as, their negative parts are there, they also have their positive parts.
Quite interesting, but these are times, where we also have, quite a number of, job seekers trying to land, jobs at this point, even though there are a lot of headwinds, impacting business owners, employers. But what should the job seekers be doing right now, to land those dream jobs?
Okay, so I'll take my time to respond to this, because it's actually important. Out of 200 million people, the majority of the numbers are youth, and many of them are unemployed. I think the first thing a job seeker needs to understand is that they need to be specific about the jobs they want. So you see a lot of people, they don't know where they want to be, they don't know what they want to do. So they just apply left, right, and center. They're not aligning to any career. And how do you do that? You have to build yourself to fit various roles. Now, what I mean is, you could build yourself in administrative skills, build yourself in HR, build yourself in customer service, build yourself in sales and marketing, and also build yourself maybe in social media marketing. And then focus on that 5 areas, knowing that the jobs are limited in Nigeria. So if you're waiting for one particular job, it may take you time. Remember, the population is too much. You're not the only one applying. So you have to build your skills in an area, around 5 of them, so that you're flexible enough. Whichever comes, you can actually jump into it. That's one thing I need to say. So they need to stop, applying for all of the jobs, and also they need to stop applying for a specific job. Now, on the other side, they need to learn more skills. I can't overemphasize this. The more you're staying at home, the more the world is moving. So the skills that were required last year, some of them have changed. So if you're not in the workplace, you would actually struggle more. So I think people need to learn more. Now that we have the digital age, the courses are online, you can learn as much skills as you need quickly and put it into use. So I think they need to build more skills. The market is highly competitive. So what differentiates you? If I have 5 administrative officers for a role, why should I hire you? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. So you need to build yourself to fit into what employers are looking for. Now, another thing that I've noticed is everybody has a dream job. You can have more than one dream job. What do I mean by that? You don't have to focus on a particular company. I hear people say, oh, I want to work for Facebook and I'll just keep applying to Facebook until I'm able to work for them. I don't think it works like that. I think that you should have serial or, a lot of dream jobs. What I mean by that is it can be 3 of them. One can be the startups, who are the startups that are doing well, that your skill matches, that you admire, that you like to work with. The second one, who are the mid-level organizations who are also doing well, that I would like to work for. And then who are the global ones?
Hello, Thelma. Looks like, okay, looks like we lost Thelma there. We'll still try to get her back. But Thelma was talking about, how to situate yourself, at this point to make sure you're actually employable, and how Gen Z workers are actually impacting, the workplace with their unique work ethics. Well, that was Thelma Ibe, Chief HR Future Moves. I don't know if we have Thelma back now. Thelma, can you hear me?
Plus 2 million.
Okay, I guess. Okay, well, we're having issues there with the connection to Thelma. Well, that was Thelma Ibe, Chief HR Future Moves recruitment agency, giving us her 2 cents there on how to manage Gen Z workers and also manage the situation we have with rising input costs and rising inflation, with wages not meeting up. Okay, I think we have Thelma Ibe. Thelma, are you still there?
You hear me clearly?
Oh yes, I can hear you clearly. Okay, all right, Thelma. So you can continue your thoughts now.
All right, so like I said, they need to work, they need to be visionaries, not just a technical person. Like I said, employers want to appreciate you for others, and then you need to build your online presence. Everybody's seen online, so you need to grow yourself. You need to network as much as you can, and most importantly, stay positive. Remember that the population is more than the truth. Okay, so you're not the only one. It's a whole lot of people. So just stay positive and say, I believe that.
Stay positive. All right. Thank you so much, Thelma Ibe, Chief HR Future Moves recruitment agency. It was great having your insight on the program today. Thank you so much.